Good morning, children. Let's begin today's class with a new topic. Today we are going to read lesson 11, Malala, the girl who spoke out. In brief, children, Malala is a girl who is working for child welfare and especially for girls' education. Okay, she is fighting for girls' education. So let's begin today's class with this chapter. I want you all to please keep your book, Magic Lantern, with you because when I explain the chapter, that would be easier for you to follow me in your book. So basically, what is this chapter about? Children, this chapter is not a story. This chapter is about the struggle Malala made during her life. Okay, so first of all, I just want to know one thing, children. Do you think compulsory education should be strictly implemented or not? What do you think, the education is important to acquire? Does it make any difference if we are illiterate or we fail to get education? Of course, I think you all will answer me yes, ma'am. Education is very important to acquire. We all must try to make ourselves educated. Why education is important? The first thing, education, children, education helps in making us a proper, a complete, a good human being. Do you agree with it? Yes. And one more thing, children. Proper and good education is very important for us because by educating ourselves, okay, we acquire knowledge, moral values, and first of all, the skills, whatever talent we have. When we are educated, we polish our talent, we brush up our talent, and when we brush up our talent, make it better so we can independently stand in our future. Agree? Yes. So, beta, we should try not only to make ourselves educated, we must make effort to educate others also. How can you make others also? By giving little time to those poor street children who fail to get the education or don't get the opportunity to go to any school or don't have the facilities or that enough money to pay the schools. So the first thing, by spending little time, you can teach them, and the other way you can help them by sponsoring their education, by paying their fees. So if at your home or near in your vicinity, if you see any child who is very talented and willing to get education, so you must support such children, you must stand with such children, those who have interest in education, those who want to make themselves literate. And basically Malala is working in that area also, in that field also. Her all the efforts are made in the direction of making each and every child around the world educated. And basically she has made the effort to make the girl children educated, because still there are many countries where the discrimination is made between the boys and girls education. If we talk about our country, India, still there are many backward areas, many villages, many towns where the education is not for girls. They take their stands in favor of boys only. So whatever efforts Malala is making, that are for those girls only, that they would also be able to get the education and would be able to stand independently in their life. Okay, so basically children, this chapter, this lesson conveys the message or wants to share that making a stand for human rights, we have to learn to, means we need to make a stand for human rights. We have to learn to make a stand for our right and for our justice. So now let's proceed towards the chapter. What is this chapter about, children? Let me introduce you what exactly you are going to read in this chapter. Beta, this chapter that we are going to read, Malala, the girl who spoke out, the full name of Malala is Malala Yousafzai. Okay, that you will come to know. You can see in the book it is mentioned Malala Yousafzai, and this chapter tells us in brief that Malala fight for her right to education, and we will also read about the horrified attack on her made by the terrorist of TTP. TTP is the short form of Taliban Pakistan. Okay, so I will use the abbreviation of this group. Okay, TTP. And when she was attacked by the terrorist, after that, her recovery and her continued fight to ensure education for all children around the world, especially for girls, as I told you. Children, this chapter also focuses on Malala's goal, her determination, and the achievement that she made in such young age. Do you know she has started her journey at the age of 10. The attack she faced, at that time she was nearby 11 and 12 years only, and at that time she has this much dare that she stand against the TTP group, that hardly anyone dare to do so. Okay, and she is one of the youngest recipient of Nobel Peace Prize. Even she is youngest among the other social workers around the world. The some names of social workers that are active in India are Kailash Satyarthi, your Anna Hazare, and Medha Patkar, and there are many more children, those who are working for the welfare of the people in different fields. But basically, those who are active for children welfare, in that Malala's and Kailash Satyarthi's name is at the top. Okay, so let's start reading and explanation of this chapter. So please keep your books ready and don't forget to carry the pencil in your hand. You know for what sake I'm asking. Okay, keep on underlining the words that are hard for you or new for you. Now, pay attention in the book, children. The first line: I call upon my fellow children to stand up around the world. This is the line spoken by Malala Yousafzai in her Nobel Prize receiving ceremony. At that time, the speech that she delivered. Okay, this line is taken from that speech. And what is she saying? I call upon my fellow children to stand up around the world. She is inviting the children of her age, of her peer group, that please come forward and continue in her noble work. Whatever she is doing for the children education, they must also stand with her. They must also make effort and contribute in her activities. In 2009, the Taliban Pakistan, that is TTP, children, okay, issued an edict means verdict, has ordered, which ordered that no girl in the Swat Valley — Swat is the birthplace of Malala, okay, Swat Valley in Pakistan — could go to school. The TTP is a fundamentalist group in Pakistan, and they had made that area a base for themselves. They forced the local people to follow their wishes with violence and threat. Now, first of all, look at this word, children: fundamentalist. Fundamentalist uh, is the group of those people who strictly believe in a particular religion. Means वो सिर्फ अपने ही religion को मानते हैं. They deny to the existence of other religion. उनको दूसरे रिलीजन में कोई फेथ नहीं होता. दे बिलीव इन अ पर्टिकुलर रिलीजन एंड बिलीव इन दैट पर्टिकुलर religion's existence only. Okay, so those fundamentalists have been discussed here, and TTP is a fundamentalist group, means such group only, the group of such people only. Malala Yousafzai was one of the girls who lived in that valley, and she bitterly resented means when she came to know that that group has put a restriction on the girls not to go to school, so she was feeling humiliated, she was frustrated, and she was not ready to accept that verdict, that edict. Okay, being deprived of her right to an education, using an alias. This word, alias, this is alias. How to pronounce this word, children? Alias. Alias means when you use a different name as an as your identity, means instead of using your own name, when you make effort with any your make effort or you're writing with some other name, that in easy way you can say the pen name that you use. Okay, so alias. So Malala has also used a different name. For what? She started posting a blog in Urdu on the BBC website about what life was like under the rule of the Taliban. Okay, what she has started, and she was not ready to accept that the girls are not allowed to get education, and she was also deprived of education. So she made an effort. What effort she made? She started posting blog on BBC website. What is blog, children? Blog is same as an e-page. जैसे आप डायरी लिखते हैं, सेम एज ब्लॉग इज रिटन ऑन internet post. It is not much different from post. So what she was posting on that blog, she was writing about the conditions of that Swat Valley. She was writing that what the people are undergoing in that area, what the TTP group is doing with the people in that area. Okay, so in this way she was updating the world, updating the people around the world in which condition they are living in. As she recounted means has written or narrated. So, what she has written means, now the lines I am going to read, these lines are taken from one of her blog. We had a thirst for education because our future was right there in that classroom. We had a thirst for education means we people want to educate ourselves because our future was right there in that classroom. What is the meaning of this line? Our future was right there in that classroom. It means that children, is the education is provided by school, and what is the role of the education in our life? The education make us knowledgeable, intelligent. Okay, it develops our talent, and with that talent only we become independent in our life. Our future is decided by the education we gain in our school. So our future is where our future lies. Our future lies in the classroom only. When we study properly, we prove ourselves in future. We become a successful person. But when we don't study properly, what is going to happen? We are going to lack many things. We won't be able to work properly. We won't be able to understand anything. We won't be able to take the decisions properly. So these all things, these all lackings are going to spoil the whole life. And that the same thing Malala has stated here, that our future was right there in that classroom. We would sit and read and learn together. We would, wait, children, let me turn the page. Okay, read, learn together. We would sit there with big dreams our eyes. Things did not remain the same. Here she is saying that whatever we were doing now, the things have been changed, but they are not going to retain forever. These conditions will also change one day. When I was 10, Swat, which was a place of beauty and tourism, suddenly changed into a place of terrorism. More than 400 schools were destroyed. Girls were stopped from going to school. Education went from being a right to being a crime. Means the education that is their right, now they are punished if they make an effort for it. Malala's blog became very popular and was nominated for several awards. It was one of the things that convinced the government of Pakistan to push the TTP out of the SWAT area. With them gone, Malala and her friends went back to school. What was the result of her blogging? Uh, the people around the world, they became attracted, they have made effort, and their effort put a pressure on the government of Pakistan to do something for the people of Swat Valley, and they have made the effort and eradicated that area from TTP, that fundamentalist group. And now Malala and her friend, they were free to go to school. उन्होंने दोबारा स्कूल ज्वाइन कर लिया. Later in that year, Malala and her family revealed that she was the author of famous blog, and she became well known all over the world as the girl who stood up to the Taliban. Now the people recognize Malala. Who is Malala? Okay, she spoke at several events and to newspapers from all over the world about the role of education in a child's life. She said in an interview, I wanted to scream. What is a scream, children? Scream is shout loudly. Okay, I want to scream about the about and tell the whole world what we were going through. But it was not possible. The Taliban would have killed me, my father, my whole family. I would have died without leaving any mark. Leaving any mark means the people who got scared of their threat, they didn't speak, and what happened? When, as they didn't speak, the word didn't come to know about what they were facing, and they die or have been killed by TTP. Okay, but she has refused to accept that thing. So I chose to write with a different name, and it worked as my valley has been freed. In 2011, Malala was given the first National Peace Award by the government of Pakistan. But the government was wrong to believe that Taliban had been removed entirely from Swat. On 9 October 2012, the TTP tried to get their revenge. Malala and a few of her schoolmates were on their way home from school when their van came to an abrupt stop. Abrupt means the sudden, that was not expected, unexpected stop. Armed men got onto their van and screamed at the students, demanding that they point out Malala. They then opened fire, shooting Malala in the head and the chest, as well as injuring two of the other girls in the van. Amazingly, Malala didn't die from her wounds and was rushed to the hospital after receiving emergency treatment. She was taken by helicopter to another hospital in Peshawar and was eventually flown to the United Kingdom for further treatments. Malala survived the terrifying attack and now lives in the UK with her family. She resumed going to school in March 2013, thereby denying the Taliban A victory yet again means again once again Malala has defeated Taliban, and they have made a shot on her and she has recovered. She is not dead. So once again TTP has faced the defeat. On that day she declared, I think it is the happiest moment of my life that I am going back to my school. However, Malala can never be sure that her life is safe. She knows that the Taliban could come for her again at any time. Immediately after the attack, the TTP announced that if Malala survived, they would go after her again. Miss TTP group has already announced that they will not let Malala live. Okay? Even then, Malala accepted that challenge and she is ready to fight. In spite of this ever present danger means this is not going to over, because TTP is going to exist some or the other place and they are going to take their revenge. So there is always a threat on Malala's life. In spite of this ever present danger, Malala refuses to be deterred. Deterred means disappointed, means she is not discouraged by this threat. This, okay, describing the risk that lay behind all her choices. She said, I had two options. One was to remain silent and wait to be killed, and the second was to speak up and then be killed. I chose the second one. I decided to speak up. What does it mean? That Malala has two options, whether die like a warrior, and the second is like a coward person. So chosen uh, she has chosen the death of a warrior. She has decided to fight and fall for victory. Means she has uh, means instead of dying like a coward or hide herself just to live a long life, she accepted the challenge and fight against them. The terrorists tried to stop us and attacked me and my friends, but their bullets could not win. We survived, and since that day, our voices have only grown louder. She has delivered speeches, including one at the United Nations, written an autobiography, and participated in the making of a documentary about her life. She has won several awards and was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in both 2013 and 2014. In 2014, she was declared the winner along with Kailash Satyarthi from India, making her the youngest ever winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. Malala has faced one of the most frightening experiences imaginably and knows she may do so again at any time. Yet she continues to speak out and to try and make a difference. When accepting the Nobel Peace Prize, she said, this award is not just for me. It is for those forgotten children who want education. It is for those frightened children who want peace. It is for those voiceless children who want change. What she wants to say, children, Malala believes that she works for children, and for her this spirit, she doesn't need any award or any kind of funding or any kind of support. She has invited the people all around the world to contribute in this effort, but as she got the Nobel Prize, so she just wants to say that because of this Nobel Prize she has made the effort. No, whether this award is given to her or not, whether she is going to get more awards in the life or not, she will keep on working for their welfare. I am here to stand up for their rights. It is not time to pity them. It is time to take action, so it becomes the last time that we see a child deprived of education. I have found that people describe me in many different ways. Some people call me the girl who was shot by the Taliban, and some the girl who fought for her rights. Some people call me a Nobel laureate. Laureate is what, children? Laureate means when a person is awarded for doing something different, outstanding. Means when a person is awarded for any exceptional thing that person does. Okay, so that is laureate, the Nobel laureate. Now, as far as I know, I am just a committed and stubborn person. What is stubborn, children? Stubborn means head strong, very adamant. जिद्दी, जिसे आप बहुत ही जिद्दी बोलते हैं. The person who doesn't change his mind once decided means decided forever. So what is she saying? That I am just a committed and stubborn person who wants to see every child getting quality education, who wants equal rights for women, and who wants peace in every corner of world. Means exactly Malala wants to say that whatever effort she is making, that is not for any kind of name or fame. That is her willingness to do or work in the favor of children. Okay, she wants to do something for those children who are deprived of education, especially the girls, and she will keep on making efforts for them. And that is why she is saying that Malala's life inspired. What inspiration do we get from that? One is never too young or too old to raise one's voice for what is right. Means once you decide, once we make the determination that I want to do this, so what exactly you need? You need the strong willpower, determination, and the approach that you make. So when you have all these combinations in your personality, so the success is surely going in your part. Nobody is too young or too old. Means to make any effort, age is not a factor. What exactly we need to make any effort? The willingness, the willpower. Once you set up your mind that I want to do this thing, so nobody can stop you. So that exactly that Malala wants to say us. Malala wants to convey us that we should not stop making efforts for the welfare in the society. Means we must keep on working for the welfare of the others, keep on making this society a better place to live in, and those who are weak, those who are deprived of, we must try to stand with them. Dear children, now the book exercises and rest of the vocabulary and the spelling part, that all we will do in the next class. That's all for today's children. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.